Well, on Capitol Hill today, the House Judiciary Committee is hosting a forum on legislation that would get rid of what some call a loophole in the gun law. Right now, 37 states do not require vendors at gun shows to perform the background checks that licensed dealers must provide. Nearly 80 survivors and family members of those killed by a student gunman at Virginia Tech back in 2007 are asking Congress to change that. Virginia Congressman Robert Bobby Scott and Virginia Tech shooting victim Colin Goddard both join us live this morning to talk about what's happening today. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning. Good morning.
Today, as we mentioned in the introduction there, you will both speak at the Loophole Forum on Capitol Hill. Let me start with you, Representative Scott. What will your message be today?
Well, the message is that you have to go through a background check to buy firearms, and everyone who goes to a store to buy a firearm will go through the background check. There is a huge loophole, however, if you go to one of these gun shows and you can buy stuff from an unregistered dealer, a person that's not registered as a dealer, and buy all the weapons you want. All you have to show, you don't show any ID, you just show cash. And that is a huge loophole and prevents us from effectively having any restraint on people who are not legally entitled to buy firearms from getting them.
And that is different from what's required at a licensed store. So the difference between going out to one of these shows versus going into a store, quite big difference.
Quite a difference, and it's a loophole, and makes the entire background check matrix almost meaningless, because people who cannot buy firearms legally through the normal process, they just go to a gun show and take the cash.
Colin, I'm so happy, and I know I speak for all of us here in the D.C. area when I say we're happy that you are well and able to join us this morning. And I want to ask you to go back to that day several years ago now. But first, I'll ask what your message will be today as you join Congressman Scott at the hearing.
Well, my message will be that, my experience that I experienced was a result of weak federal laws. Cho's prohibiting mental health records should have been in the background check system, because he bought his guns legally at a store. He went through the check and he passed because his record wasn't there. And now, learning that, it opened my eyes to the greater patchwork of state and federal laws we have in this country, and realized that, some of them are made to be unenforceable and just, not strong enough. So this gun show loophole is a weakness in the Brady Act, where we state that criminals and mentally ill and a bunch of other prohibited purchasers shouldn't be allowed to purchase firearms. Yet they can do so legally through a loophole in the gun shows that they have every weekend here in Virginia and across the United States.
We're looking at some painful video from that day, April 16th, 2007. I won't ask you to stay on it too long or linger on it, but I do want you to paint the picture for us what happened that day for you.
Painting a picture for you. Well, it's very difficult to do. It's very difficult to explain what happened. It's 3 years ago, and my memory of it has kind of faded over the years, but there's still images that stay with me. I mean, it was the craziest day of my life. I've never been in a situation like that. It was the most stressful situation I've ever experienced. It's something that, it carries with me. It's something that I think about often, but it's something that now I'm trying to turn a negative experience into a positive one, and to affect positive change for a greater amount of Americans.
Congressman, let me ask you, what are the hopes for passage of this act? Realistically, do you think that this will pass?
Well, we're very hopeful. One of the things that we're trying to do is to hold a forum today to generate more public support, so that legislators will be more likely to actually support it. We've got a lot of co-sponsors, but also we've got a lot of opposition to any change in gun laws that would restrict someone's, even those that cannot purchase them legally, trying to restrict their access to firearms. There's always opposition. So the forum today is designed to generate more support so that we can hopefully get the bill passed.
Let me just say the NRA has come out with, among other things, a statement that just says that this bill just simply goes too far. For example, it has promoters registering with the Attorney General to pay these unspecified fees to operate shows, and that these shows are only 2 or 3 days, and that it's not really fair from that point of view. What do you say to that?
Well, there's so many shows that if you want to buy a firearm today, you don't have to wait very long to anywhere in Virginia to find a gun show where you can go. If you've got the money, you can buy virtually any kind of weapon you want, handgun, military assault weapons, anything you want. So having a system where you have to get a background check before you purchase weapons is meaningless if people can just go up to a gun show and not show ID, just show cash, and walk away with any weapons they want. So all this does is makes the system of background checks meaningful and not have this huge gaping loophole.
Congressman Bobby Scott is from the state of Virginia, and Colin Goddard was a Virginia Tech shooting victim. Both men will speak today at the Gun Show Loophole Forum on Capitol Hill. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.